This is a story about an incident in Australia when Bob and I were traveling and camping in the state of Queensland. We were up on the Atherton Tableland, which is the plateau up behind the coastal city of Cairns. Before the Europeans arrived, it was covered with tropical or semi-tropical forest, and some of that forest still survives around these volcanic crater lakes, which are now national parks, and that's where a lot of the birds and animals are. So Bob and I were driving between the parks, and it was a wide gravel road, and we were headed north, and we glanced over in the southbound lane, and there was a small animal right at the edge of the road scurrying south, and we thought we knew what it was right away, and we were right. We turned around, U-turned, and intercepted it, and it was a platypus. And you maybe know that a platypus is a natural habitat is quiet waters, small streams or small lakes, where it can dive down and nuzzle in the mud and catch aquatic insects and crustaceans and such. And so to find one up on a sunny, dry gravel road surrounded by grassland for miles in every direction was surprising. So we stopped, we looked at him, we caught him, we took photographs, examined him, and at this point we'd normally let him go and go on our way. But Bob had what I like to call a Marlin Perkins Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom moment. He decided that not only were we going to look at this animal, but we were going to rescue it. We were going to take it with us and take it to a better habitat, a correct habitat, and return it to a better life. And that's what we did. Bob drove. I got the job of wrangling the platypus. You maybe can't tell from the pictures you've seen, but they're quite small, size of maybe a kitten. He writhed and squirmed and did everything he could to get away. I was holding him by the nape of his neck, like you would a puppy or a kitten, but he was very loose inside of that skin, and twisted away. He got away from me. I lost him, and he as soon as he hit the floor of the car, he scrambled up under the under the dashboard, and he couldn't quite get all the way under. His head and his upper body got under, but his rump and his little tail, little paddle tail, and his hind legs still stuck out. So my only thing I do is try to detach him from that carpet and get control of him again. So I did that. Each little toe had a little sharp claw in it, and he attached himself to that carpet just like Velcro. So I had to individually unhook toe by toe to get him loose. And of course, he immediately tried to hook on again. It was very similar to, you see that circus act where the fellow with the stick and the plate gets the plate spinning on the first stick and then gets another one going over here, and has to come back and get this one. Well, as I get one toe unhooked and go over for another, then I had to jump back and forth trying to get all the toes unhooked at once, which I did finally. And it turned out it was even more difficult than it sounds, because this was a male platypus. A male platypus is somewhat unique in that it has poison spurs on its hind legs. And I've read that the poison is not so toxic that it would kill a human being. It's good, but that it could kill a dog. So this was not a situation I wanted to get, try out for myself. So I had to steer clear of the spurs. I did finally get it loose, and we arrived at a stream through the pasture land. Bob took the platypus down across the grasses, down into the woods, and let him go in the stream, and returned him to the wild. I don't know if you appreciate that. Maybe he wanted to go someplace else, but we'll never know. But that was our adventure in Queensland with the platypus. Did we do any good? I don't know, but it was a lot of fun.